什么啊？先把上面人关了。哦，上来人吗 ？OK。然后再转个底，那我可以。我玩下鼓是吧？对，咱俩对线去。再转个带他。好杀啊，迪克！他都不行，但我不好。这个真的有。
My name is Michael. I am 26 years old, currently a senior, studying applied math at Temple University. I was born in China, but my parents and I moved to Singapore when I was 13 years old, and I've been living there since then. So I will consider both Singapore and China my home country. And so I've been living in Singapore for about 7 to 8 years before I came to the States for my undergraduate degree. And ever since I moved to Singapore, my friends and I've been in touch with computer games, and my friends and I have been, after school, my friends and I have been going to what we call land shop. A bunch of us sitting in the same row, shouting and screaming, having a good time. And yeah, it was some time to remember. There are a lot of game genre, I would say, that I've been a fan of. Say for example, MOBA, League of Legends, and then FPS, first-person shooting, CS:GO, Apex, and also I've actually been a fan of MMORPG for the longest time, even before I started playing League of Legends 8 years ago. Normally, generically speaking, there are 5 different roles in League of Legends. There's the top laner, who's usually a fighter or a tank, and then there's the jungler, there's the mid laner, and then there's the ADC, and last there's the support. And different roles, generally speaking, different roles, there's like a stereotype of the players playing different roles. For example, support players, they're either really good at the game or they're the outcast of the group. You know what I mean? The group doesn't want the support player to play any other kinds of role because they might get trashed. And then the ADC are just there's not much of a stereotype for ADC other than they like to be tortured, because the ADC role is probably one of the hardest, for me it's probably one of the hardest roles to play. And then there's the jungler. The junglers are people that like to use their brain. They need to foresee what the other jungler, what the opposite jungler is doing. They need to see the whole map. It's like they're playing chess in the jungle. And then there's the mid laner, who's usually a mage character, who's usually doing all the burst damage. The players that play mid lane they don't really have much of a stereotype either, I guess, for both mid lane and top laners. they're pretty much they're not exactly similar, but usually the stereotypes come from either junglers or support, or sometimes even ADC. Yeah, there are games that are actually meaningful and have like lessons to teach the players that are playing the game. Let's say, for example, the Switch game called Animal Crossing. It has, the game includes a lot of real-life simulations. For example, you can trade stocks, you can buy stocks, you can. If you buy a house, there are mortgages to pay. Basically a lot of the adults situations that you have to face in real life, and a lot of kids have been playing this game, and even people who are in college or people who have just got into the work era of their life, they probably can learn a lot from this kind of games. And yeah, that's probably one of the meaningful games out there, I would say, that I know of. If I were to live in the game world that I am currently playing right now, which is called Tale of Immortals. The game is basically about you being a how do you say, a martial artist, I guess. You're from ancient China, and then you were a noob at first. You meet new people, you learn new techniques, and you get stronger. And then there will be people, and you interact with different NPCs. They will either like you or they will hate you. You do stuff. You kill somebody's daughter. The father's gonna come after you. If you give a gift to somebody, they might like you even more, and then you can even fall in love with different NPCs. And if I were to live in that world, I would probably be a world #1 playboy. I would just, go after all the NPCs that look good, and then I would give them gifts, and then they would like me, I would like them, and then I'll have like a bunch of girlfriends. That's how ancient people do, right? They have a lot of women. Yeah. Well, I mean, not for me, but in the game, that's how the game works. That's just how the game works. You can only have one wife, but you can have as many girlfriends as you like. Playboy.
就什么本性暴露。
Playboy.